Welcome back. It's been a tough week for lawmakers in Virginia wrangling over the budget with a possible shutdown looming. In Maryland this week, it's a Democrat running for governor who says no new taxes before fixing what's wrong with spending. Joining us this week to talk about the top business headlines, a leading voice for business in Washington, Maryland, and Virginia. Jim Dinegar, President and CEO of the Greater Washington Board of Trade. Jim, thanks for joining us.
That's my pleasure. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
So fix the problems that they're facing in Richmond right now. How do we avoid a shutdown?
Well, you have to avoid a shutdown. Eventually, they're going to reach a deal. They're not going to shut down the government forever. So avoid the rush and start working it out now.
But right now, we don't have a deal. They say they're pretty close on everything except Medicaid, but Medicaid is a big gap between what Governor McAuliffe wants and what the Republicans want. Right now, Governor McAuliffe is saying, don't worry. Even if we don't have a deal, I won't let the government shut down.
Wow, John Boehner said the same thing. And 16 days later, when the government finally reopened, people were saying, well, I thought you told us no, it wasn't going to shut down.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean,
the
Constitution says McAuliffe can't keep spending if he doesn't have spending bills by July 1st.
Can you imagine July 1st, they shut down the government, state beaches are shut down, state marshals are shut down, state police shut down. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's the first time in the history of Virginia that this could happen. And it's a very big concern certainly for the Greater Washington region, and it should be a concern for everybody in this region.
Who's going to give?
I don't know if they're going to give. I'm really afraid they're going to dig themselves in, and somebody's going to have to go in there and mediate it, negotiate it out. I don't know how they get past this. I just need to know that they have to get past this.
So the deadline for that is July 1st. June 24th, we have our primary in Maryland. It's been a heated race for governor in the Democratic primary between Doug Gansler and Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown, but the polls continue to show that it's Brown's to lose. Where is the business community coming down in this race?
Well, I think we've worked very well with both of the candidates. I think Ken Ullman is maybe the or sort of the difference maker. I think there's a lot of confidence in Ken Ullman and his business sense, a lot of appreciation for the work he's done in Howard County, and so Lieutenant Governor Brown made a very strategic, smart move in picking him as his running mate.
But Doug Gansler has released a new ad that says Maryland leaders need to cut wasteful spending before adding new taxes. He's been very critical of what's going on, but it's interesting, if you look at his plan to cut spending, it includes cutting some what he calls corporate loopholes, but some businesses see those as tax advantages. When you look at Gansler's plans on helping businesses and look at Brown, where do you come down?
Well, on these ads, and I've seen the article on them, I'm not sure that you get to say Maryland leaders have done this. You are a Maryland leader. And candidly, instead of the Monday morning quarterback, I would have appreciated him weighing in against the tax hikes when we were weighing in against those tax hikes. So now it's a done deal. Unless he has a plan to remove those tax hikes and pay for them another way, I think it's just politics as usual.
So talk to us about this week also. eBay hack has people worried all over again. And basically experts say, listen, there's only two types of companies, those who have been hacked and those who don't know they've been hacked. You've been trying to get businesses to focus on the issue of cybersecurity. Where are we in the Washington region? Well,
I'd say it's a very big concern for the finances, for the utilities, certainly for the government, for businesses overall. I will say not a silver lining, but at least on an upside for the Greater Washington region. We're home to Cyber Command. Between here and Baltimore, there's so much. CIA, Pentagon, DARPA, DISA, NSA up in Fort Meade. Fort Meade's the third largest Army base in the United States. It's larger than the Pentagon, and for the most of us, it's just a drive-by on the BW Parkway. But it's growing. The private sector part of it is growing. We need more and more people to do the jobs. This is an industry that's going to expand quite a bit in the Greater Washington, Greater Baltimore region. It'll be more of a linchpin between us as well. I can't say enough about the opportunities and the importance
But
of
some people poo-pooed it,
work.
saying cybersecurity is not going to make up for the overall defense cuts that we're going to see in this region. You think it can go a long way?
Well, look, we're post-war, post-two wars, so it's not going to make up for all of that. But when you get to pre-war spending, it gives that more than a run for its money. Absolutely. This is going to be an enormous issue for a long time.
We never have enough time with you. That's why we've now got you scheduled for some regular appearances on this show. I just want to close out this show. You surprised me during the break. I expected you to say we really don't have much of a chance at the Olympics. On the contrary, your take on D.C.'s chances for an Olympic bid?
Well, I'll start by saying in 2024, the United States will not have hosted the Olympics for 30 years. Beijing, then over to London, then down to Brazil, then back over to Japan. They keep skipping over the United States. I think they're ready to select the United States, and if they do, we think the Greater Washington region is the best place to host them. We're up against several other cities, but I will tell you, we have a much better chance than anybody thinks at this point.
Jim Dinegar, an interesting answer. We'll have to talk to you about that more on your next appearance on Washington Business Report. Have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more.